Calder.
Mr Chairman, I move the question be now put.
Clayton Cosgrove, the Honourable.
Mr Chairman, in addressing Clause 1, the title of this bill, one could title this bill a Rodney Hyde special. A Rodney Hyde special. And I, for one, am not at all surprised that Mr Hyde has brought this bill in, a bill where he's talked about transparency. What's his tagline when he's in the political mire, as he has been day after day after day? Well, I have to go out and do the best job I can for the people of Epsom. Well, I say to Mr Hyde that this bill reeks of hypocrisy, this bill. Because Mr Hyde goes around talking about, got a long, long track record, talking about transparency and accountability. He talked about it when it was about perks, and we all know he came a gutser on that. He talked about transparency and accountability in respect of law and order, and we know he came a gutser on that when he covered up for David Garrett. And then he brings this bill into the House, sir, this bill in the House, which could be titled the biggest act of hypocrisy bill that we've seen come in here, and he talked about transparency. The member, Nick Smith, says calm down. Well, at least I haven't had a couple of crates of V this morning like that member has. If any member should calm down in this House, it's old psycho over there. So don't tell me or any members to calm down, because, of course, Nick Smith does not want councils to be accountable, even his own one in his own patch. He does not want the old windbag over there, the old hayseed, does not want his council to be accountable, of course, does not want his council, of course, to consult. And, the pills must have kicked in. He's a bit silent now. So I say this to Mr Hyde.
Point of order, the Honourable Nick Smith.
No, Mr Speaker, I do take offence at the coarse allegations that have been made by Clayton Cosgrove that are both untrue and unparliamentary. I ask him to withdraw and apologise.
Yes, and look, the debate, I'm on my feet, the debate has been quite passionate, but on a reasonably respectful plane, and we're nearing the end of it. I wouldn't like us to... Yeah, OK, Clayton Cosgrove.
Sir, I come back to this point, that Mr Hyde has gone around the country and other members of the government saying this is about transparency and accountability. Mr Hyde has made great play of the fact that the people should have their say, that the people should be involved, and that the politicians and local government should be accountable. Pity he doesn't apply that to his own personal affairs, but putting that aside, that they should be accountable. But then we go, of course, well, you'll know example, then we go, sir, of course, to this bill, which of course actually reduces the requirement on local authorities to consult and be accountable to their communities. So yet again I come back to it. A good title for this bill would be yet again a Rodney Hyde special. Talk about transparency, talk about accountability, talk about the good people of Epsom and how he has to try hard every day to be the best MP he can be, regardless of his track record in this place, and then put a bill up under urgency, and every local authority bill this member has put up has been under urgency, because he doesn't, bar one, because he doesn't want the scrutiny, because he doesn't want the people to hold him to account. And I challenge that member to get up and explain how reducing the requirement on a local authority to actively consult with its community on community goals and outcomes in any way engenders and enhances political accountability to those people. I ask that member, because that's what he said he found an act on, that's what he said he lives by, apart from his own, of course, political and personal affairs in here, and yet again he preaches it, but he doesn't walk the talk. How does a local authority know what goals and outcomes a community wants if it is not required to consult with that community? Even Nick Smith's council is not going to be required to consult on those community goals and outcomes. So yet again, Mr Hyde preaches accountability, preaches transparency for everybody else, takes the moral high ground, desperately trying to rekindle a political future which is in tatters, and still brings, I'll give him this, he's got guts. Even though he's trying to rekindle and reinvent himself yet again, with or without the spray-on tan, he still has the fortitude to bring into this House a bill that does exactly the opposite of what he preaches everybody else should do. Everybody else should be accountable. Everybody else should consult with their electorates. He says he consults with the people of Epsom, but he brings a bill into the House that reduces the requirement of a local authority to consult with its community, with its constituency. Now you tell me, colleagues, through you, Mr Chair, how is that accountable? How is that going to engender and hold the feet to the fire of local politicians when they propose to do bad things? And we have seen that. And when it comes to water, I challenge Nicky Wagner. We have a major water issue in Canterbury, a major water issue. And this bill this bill, of course, allows the privatisation of water assets into the future. So I will look forward to future debates with that member over there, Nick Smith, and Nicky Wagner, as